Шановні глядачі, ми знову вітаємо вас на телепрограмі Alberta Kontakt. Цього року український хор з Едмонтону Дніпро відзначує великий ювілей – 65 років його заснування. Отож, ми сьогодні вам пропонуємо подивитись, як пройшов їхній ювілейний концерт і навчитися про знамениту історію цього хору. Святкування 65-ї річниці хору Дніпро відбулося в місті, де цей хор розпочався – в Едмонтоні. А точніше, ювілейна програма була проведена в All Saints Anglican Church. Сузанна Романюк, яка відігравала різні ролі в ансамблі Дніпро протягом 21 року, була ведучою програми. Вона мала нагоду розповісти присутнім про історію хору Дніпро, починаючи з того, як Роман Салтикевич заснував цей хор у 1953 році.
Although it is not officially confirmed, we believe Dnipro is the second oldest active choir in Canada. The Koshitz choir from Winnipeg, we discovered, is a bit older, recently celebrating their 72nd anniversary. Some of you may be curious, where does the name Dnipro come from? Dnipro, as many of you know, is the fourth largest river in Europe that runs through central Ukraine. The entire length of it is about 2,250 kilometers long. It's a major waterway that connects western Ukraine to other rivers leading to Europe. Since it flows through the center of Ukraine, and rather than imagining that it divides, it brings Ukrainians together at the center of all Ukrainian history and culture. Thus, it's only logical that our choir is named after this grandiose river.
Художній керівник хору Дніпро – це талановита диригентка Ірина Шмігельська. Своєю чудовою грою на фортепіано виступи хору вже довгий час супроводжує Ірина Тарнавська. Всі в присутності встали, щоб заспівати «Многоє літо» колишньому багатолітньому диригенту хору Марії Детиняк.
I've been conducting Dnipro Choir since 2011. I had very big shoes to fill after the retirement of Pani Maria Detynyak, and of course following in the footsteps of the founder, Roman Sалтикевич. These are very, very big footsteps to follow in. It's a delight to work with this choir. There's lots of enthusiasm, there's lots of talent, there's lots of musicality in this choir, and every challenge they take on and they embrace. It's wonderful because we can then perform a good variety of different music in different genres. The inspiration was based on the founders and what I believe was their purpose for forming this choir. And I believe that they came together after coming to Canada from Ukraine, where they're uprooted from Ukraine, and they came to Canada. They needed to find and establish their place here, and they needed to be strong as a Ukrainian community. And I think they achieved this when they came together as a choir. And they used choral music to pray, to believe, to hope, to celebrate. And it's based on that I selected the concert theme.
Коли він був заснований 65 років тому, хор Дніпро спочатку був чоловічим хором. Щоб вшанувати свої коріння, від яких виростав цей хор, чоловіки Дніпра виступили з 2 піснями. А варто додати, що 2 члени оригінального чоловічого хору брали участь в цьому виступі. Це були Любомир Пастушенко і Андрій Тарнавський. Відомий маестро хорової музики зі Швейцарії Micheal Zaugg мав нагоду диригувати цим унікальним чоловічим хором.
Yeah, so originally I'm from Switzerland, and one would say that maybe some Swiss landscapes or the nature could be similar as what I have experienced and what have our friends here from the Ukraine experienced in terms of the relationship to nature, the relationship to one's own country, one's own traditions. I think in that sense there's a lot of similarities, how we portray our history and our heritage, and of course there's a language that we have to learn first. So in that sense, I actually feel very close to how the Ukrainian community portrays and lives their culture and their heritage, and it's a great privilege to be part of that, maybe in a different language, but still in a very, very deep spiritual experience. Today's performance is part of celebration of 65 years of Dnipro. It is really a privilege to be part of a performance that celebrates such longevity. I think, as I heard before, this is one of the oldest choirs in Canada, and that itself is really an achievement. To have a group that sings together, that is part of a community, part of a culture, that celebrates that culture year in, year out, every week with rehearsals and performances, and then celebrate it here together in a performance, also honoring the members that have been in the choir for many, many years. When you are part of a performance like this, be it singing, performing as a conductor, or as a pianist, or even in the audience, it feels like you're part of musical history, or of history in general. And that's a real privilege, and I'm very, very grateful that I was here today.
Well, you know, when I was in university here, going back to the late 1970s, I had a number of people who came to me, "Treba spivati s chorom, have to come and sing with a choir." And they suggested Dnipro. So early in the 1980s is when I first started singing with Dnipro. And as a matter of fact, one of the first inspirations was to sing in the chorus for Kupalo, which is one of the first operas that Dnipro had staged. And with that, I had a chance to have basically a 20-year collaboration with Maestro Voldemir Kolasnik, who from that moment forward said, you know, you should stay in this choir. Pani Maria Detinyak, who was an inspiration to all of us, you know, sort of said, yes, you're going to be a first Pershi Bas budeš spivati, na majbutnje, and then sort of stuck. And so mid-80s, I started to be on the executive. Second opera, Zaporozhets za Dunajem. We worked then on the Neophytes and a bunch of other projects. So, you know, the wonderful thing about Dnipro that I always loved is that having grown up in church and singing in various cerkovni hory, that Dnipro had this broad and very high-level vision of the type of music it wanted to produce. And I think the Neophytes, Neofite, one of Shevchenko's masterpieces brought to music, was maybe one of the apex moments of what Dnipro brought to the world that nowhere else have these things been done. The Valery Kikta piece, Sviate Dnipro, that was then done with members of the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra and done in Toronto. Again, a piece that no one else has ever done, that Dnipro brought to the world. So you have this incredible Ukrainian music that is obviously vibrant in Ukraine, but here you are in the diaspora, and you have these unbelievable volunteers, people who are not paid by the state to sing, who do this as basically a passionate hobby, who create these unbelievable things to gift back to, you know, Batkivshchina, back to our home country, and add something to this giant palette of our Ukrainian-Canadian culture and Ukrainian culture in the world.
Член хору Дніпро і вчителька музики в Українській двомовній школі імені Святого Матея Наталя Онищук написала пісню про Голодомор під назвою «Dry Tears» або «Сухі сльози». Вона старалася описати страхіття Голодомору від точки зору дитини. Український двомовний хор школи Святого Матея виконав цю пісню на концерті.
The song Dry Tears came truly as an inspiration. I remember standing at a red light and I thought, oh no, I've got to do something, and the words just poured right out. At our school, we commemorate Holodomor, and it's a very, very important event for us. And I found that there wasn't any music for children to sing, music that children could understand, and even have voice parts that they could sing. So I put it all together, and we've done all kinds of projects around it. Once, 1 year, different grades took different parts of the song and drew pictures. So when we put them together, it almost looked like a little movie. It was so it's been very useful that way. I was very complimented that St. Martin, our neighboring school on the south side, also used the song. And this year we were very happy to have my cousin James French write the accompaniment. And so now we're hoping to record it and actually have students around the world use it for whatever needs they could see, anything for any use that they would find.
From Dnipro, I was given the opportunity to eventually sing with banduristi. I had an opportunity for the first time to help produce an opera. I was exposed to so many different things associated with theater and mistectvo that for me, Dnipro has been a core element in me kind of becoming the person that I've strived to be, and a major component of my life. I can't even think where I would be had I not taken that opportunity to come to that first choir rehearsal to see what it was about. So anybody who gets an opportunity like that, always walk through that door. You don't know on the other side of the door. It's just one of those things in life that you open and you go, 30 years later, you go, wow.
The future of Dnipro, I feel, is we would really like to do a CD of this 65th anniversary. Irene has been with us for 7 years,
And it's time. It's time that we record this. And we also would like to do some traveling to Western Canada and share this concert with rural Alberta, Western Canada, and perhaps make our way back to Ukraine. That has touched our hearts, and that's where our roots are.
На завершення ювілейної програми дитячий хор школи Святого Матея приєднався до співаків хору Дніпро, і вони разом гордо виконали пісню «Україну» відомого українського виконавця Тараса Петриненка.